look at Movement Mortgage, which is a retail mortgage lender across the United States, a big growing company. They have lots of boots on the ground loan officers, building relationships with realtors. They do not display rates on their website, but they are doing a lot of interesting things on social media. They are probably one of the lenders that is really a modern marketing lender and putting a lot of efforts behind their social media presence and building brand awareness for their brand. But their philosophy is slightly different than what we believe in, which is to display rates, to give transparency to the consumer. But they're doing some pretty cool things on their website. So we figured we would go ahead and dive into that. So the first thing we want to take a look at is when you Google Movement Mortgage, are they running ads? Doesn't look like they currently are running ads. They would appear here. They do have their Google My Business account set up there, where you can see their information here, and they've got some information on the left side of Facebook, doing some things on. They've got their Bankrate account there, so probably spending a little bit of money on Bankrate as well. So let's dive into the homepage. Very clean, simple design. Again, they've got thousands of retail LOs, and they are trying to generate leads from their website, probably trying to direct those leads to their retail brands, maybe their branches. And the best ways that they do that is they take our philosophy. One thing that we can take away from this is they are not pushing the apply now. They are pushing buy a home, refinance your home. That is our philosophy. The 2 buttons in the hero section make it really easy for a mortgage, for a prospect to get started with your brand. They have their own home built. Maybe they've using this from a third party. Lead workflow, very good, very clean. They're going to ask you a series of questions, similar to what we've seen some of the other website reviews. But this is the number one thing that we believe in, is to go ahead and use the pre-app form so that you can gather the information from the lead without having them go through the apply now section. So we're going to try to get through this step here, see if they can accept one of our, there we go. So we're going to keep on moving on. And this is in a modal form. And what we have done is we've answered a couple of questions, 6 or 7 questions. They did not ask us for a social. They did not ask us for a date of birth. We are not going to see rates. So when we hit this, we submitted our information, but they don't give us anything. That's the frustrating part about these types of forms that are not connected to rate display. We believe in rate display. We believe in transparency. That's why people come to your website. If you don't have those tools, there's no reason for them to come back to your website. The chances of them coming back are pretty low. So when you present a form like this, that's a quick app, short form, we believe that you should display rates at the end. So that's what we've done. We submitted our information, but the overall experience is very clean, great design. It's very simple. The other call to action in the header, which we believe in, is keep the header simple. Get a free quote or apply. And then you have your menu, which has all of your other options here, where you can drill down into, the final loan officer and products and mortgage calculator, and maybe some other information there. So if we click on free rate quote, that takes us through the same experience. And they're, again, looking to gather more information from you without having to make the formal apply now. As we scroll down the page, they're pushing their charity. Maybe they're giving back. So social proof there. How much home can you afford? They've got that information there. But overall, this is not for one of the big, probably top 10 lenders in the country. This is not an overly sophisticated website. This is a website that most small to mid-sized mortgage lenders that we work with could execute on and take some of these tools that you see here and implement them on your website. Let's take a look at the affordability calculator. So we'll dive into the calculator section. Okay, they're going to ask you for lead information. So before you can do anything with the calculators, they want to create a lead. So it's that important. If you're going to come to their website, they're using their website to generate more leads for their mortgage team, and we believe that. Now, we believe that you should show them the calculator, and then the calculator is so helpful that there are calls to action in the calculator itself that would allow the person to move forward with the process. So go ahead and show them the calculator and then ask for their information if the tool is useful. So we'll go into the menu section here and take a look at the mortgage calculator section on this side. So here we are. This is their mortgage calculator. Looks something well designed. Looks like maybe they designed it in-house. And one thing that we would always advocate is to have some default settings in here, so when someone hits this page, they can actually see information. And then if they want to change it, they can change it themselves. So this gives you an idea of looks like you can change the rate, you can change the payment, and then add in your taxes and insurance there, show your amortization schedule. So all that's built right there. Well-designed calculator, doing a great job on that part of it. So let's talk about the affordability calculator. So here we are now, we're able to see this, and you can input your information, income, your monthly debts, let's say your taxes, annual home insurance, loan details. So we got $50,000 to put down, and interest rate there, loan terms. So then you're able to see what can you afford. So what is the payment you can afford? We have Banking Bridge, mortgage calculators. We have affordability calculators. Very, very helpful to have them in your website. If you're competing against Movement Mortgage and you see that they have these great calculators on their website, you need to be offering the same thing on your website experience so that you can compete right along with the Movement Mortgages of the world. The big dogs. How do the small to mid-sized mortgage lenders compete with those types of lenders? And we at Banking Bridge help you do that. We level the playing field against those bigger lenders. So the next thing is, let's see what their apply now experience is like. So we hit the apply. Are you working with a loan officer? No. And then they have a short video that you can watch about your app, and then continue to application. And they are using the Blend service. So Blend is a great tool, obviously a point of sale system, and they're going to ask you to go ahead and create your account and go through the Blend experience for the full application to start the formal app there. So let's review. We went over the home page. They've got the home purchase, home refinance buttons. We advocate that. That's our philosophy. They do not show rates. We don't believe in that. We believe that the consumer wants to see rates. There's typically a reason why they're not showing rates. Are their rates higher? Are their fees higher? Why are you not showing rates? So always be aware of that. Free rate quote. That is the same experience with the modal, where you are going through and asking 6 to 8 questions. You're not going to gather socials. You're not going to gather date of birth. The user is not ready for that. If they're ready for that experience, then they'll hit the apply now button. But 80%, 90% of your website traffic, they are not ready to make a formal app there. And then we went through the mortgage calculator and the affordability calculator. Okay, so here we are on their mobile experience. You can see they've got the calls to action here above the fold. Makes it really easy for when you hit the page, a user knows how to get started with their brand. You click on buy a home, it opens up the workflow modal, and then you can go ahead and get started with that experience where they're going to ask you to go through the same workflow that we went through in the desktop version. So that looks great. The calculators, let's take a look at those to make sure that those are working correctly in mobile. And that's obviously important because mobile traffic is going to be a big part of your traffic. And that looks good as well. So the overall experience for Movement, doing a great job, great brand, big retail presence. They do not display rates, but they do have our same philosophy with the lead workflow, capturing those leads for their team and then distribute them to their LOs. So good experience, and we'll be hitting the next website review in a few days.